One of my interests in the world is America and Saudi Arabia. I think that I obviously think that Saudi Arabia is important in the world because 80% or 70% of global oil comes from Saudi Arabia, and we need this oil for industry and chemical and plastics manufacturing, and our plastics industry and our modern consumer goods and industry and energy as well. So I think that Saudi Arabia is very important for the world, and it's pretty much dominated by America, controlled by America with the Saudi royal family. And I think that with the recent death of the monarch of Saudi Arabia, we've now had a new monarch in Saudi Arabia, who's kind of like an Iranian puppet king for Saudi Arabia. So I think that with this change of the royal family of Saudi Arabia, I think it was 5 years ago or 7 years ago, we've had a change in the supply of oil. I don't know what its production level is. I think it's quite low. That's why the global economy is quite low at the moment. It can be picked up a bit, but I think because the Saudi royal family is Iranian influenced, I think it has an Iran interest with its Saudi oil, and I think that America has kind of abandoned Saudi Arabia and global oil to a certain respect. So I think that there is some kind of Middle East instability that's creating some kind of a global economic problem, and it could be down to Saudi oil and kind of America relations with Saudi Arabia. So I think that's quite important, but also I think that Saudi Arabia is having to deal with a military conflict with Yemen, with the Houthi rebels, and I think the Houthi rebels have a capacity to interfere politically in Saudi Arabia and maybe even overthrow the monarchy there. So I think that's quite a significant risk for the region as well, and it's causing some kind of a political turmoil in the region and Saudi Arabia. So I think that Yemen is some kind of a problem and an issue, and I don't think America is dealing with that very well. I think it's kind of dismissed it as maybe a small country and a small military problem. So I think that that's kind of a bit disorganized for the region. I think the Yemen problem has been going on for maybe 10 years now, primarily with the Houthi rebels, who seem very strong and powerful. So I think we're likely to maybe see a problem with Houthi rebels in Yemen in the next for the next 5 years, and this could cause problems with Saudi Arabia and maybe the global economy with oil supplies. So I think that could be an issue that could be addressed as well. So that's one of my interests with America and Saudi Arabia relations.